Course in Miracles text, chapter 1. We're on verse 5. So, as like we were talking about, anytime there is anything that you consider negative, and it's just by your perspective of what is negative, it doesn't feel good. It's less than love. So there's either the only thing that exists in this world that is reality, or at least leads you to reality, as far as the course is considered, is either love, and when we're in love, it's a beautiful thing. It feels good. The world's good. Everything's good. Or the other option is a call for love. And so, well, most of my things in my life, I'm not in love. So that makes the rest of it a call for love. And so, what does that mean? A call for love? It's the opportunity. It's love calling to you. And how do you answer the call? Well, we answer the call through forgiveness. And so then, how do we forgive? So forgiveness is not discovering the problem. It's like, oh, you're the problem. I'm going to let it slide. You horrible thing in the world. But what it is, it's discovering that you're the cause. That's what forgiveness is. Oh, the cause isn't being done to me, like an offense being done to me. The bad thing that happened to me, right? The offender, the one who talked behind my back, or the one who did me dirty and cheated, or the one who, whatever, right? All the things we can think of. But it's actually, I'm realizing that the cause is within me. I am putting all the meaning on these things. I'm actually the cause. And so it's kind of like you're reading a book, and you have this, or even writing a book. But let's say reading or writing a book, and you have this story, and you're reading the story, and in your mind you're living the story because it's such a good book, and then you get offended at one of the characters doing something to you. Could get offended. That's still possible. Like we've had dreams and we're mad at somebody for what they did in the dream, uh, or
Yeah.
uncomfortable, or still frustrated, or still kind of wrapped up into the emotion of it all. It still could be a real experience, but is it real?
Right.
That's the thing. We're making it all up, and so then we have the recognition. And if we did nothing else but just stayed aware, then we would naturally navigate back towards love, because we only unknowingly hurt ourselves. It's not a knowing thing. I'm trying to hurt myself. I'm trying. I don't want to hurt myself. At some level, I think that my shenanigans is going to make me happy. My fights, my blaming, my judgment of the world, and my criticism and attack of my loved ones.
Mm.
Um, in my crazy world, I think yelling at my kids is going to uh, help love them, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's just because I get lost in my judgments, right?
Yeah.
Which I get lost. I think I want to keep them safe, and then they start to hurt each other, or almost themselves, and then I yell at them, go crazy on them, and the intention behind it originally was I want to keep them safe, but um, anyway. So back to text.
Yeah. Are we doing number 6 on the meaning of miracles, principles of miracles, or
Number
um
5. Uh,
lesson 4?
yeah.
Oh.
Meaning of miracles, text chapter 1 1. Principles of miracles 5. So,
Oh, okay.
um, let's see. Just to recap, number 4 said all miracles mean life, and God is the giver of life. His voice will direct you very specifically. You will be told all you need to know. 5. Miracles are habits and should be involuntary. They should not be under conscious control. Consciously selected miracles can be misguided. 6. Miracles are natural. When they do not occur, something has gone wrong. Miracles are everyone's right, but purification is necessary first. So one of the things about miracles is the miracle itself is forgiveness. It's not a thing that happens in the world. We think of miracles like Jesus raising the dead, or winning the lotto, or I don't know, something
Mm.
that happens in the world. But
Yeah.
according to the course, the world isn't real. The world is just a bunch of judgments that we see. We see a bunch of others. The miracle that it's talking about is when we forgive and we release our boundary, our obstacle to love. That's the miracle. It it's a thing that we can't do on our own. Can't do on our own, and we actually this is pointing to you can't conjure it up. Like you can't just be like, oh, okay, I'm the one putting all my boundaries to love. I'm just going to release all my boundaries, and voila, oh, I am love. It, it it's nice. It doesn't work, uh, and it's just because we have such a habit. We have this habit of being human and
Yeah.
being, I have a habit of being Javon, this character with all of its habits, and I can't. Javon can't not be Javon. That's that's an issue if I'm trying to get Javon to not be Javon, and that's the development of the personality. And if I want the Course of Miracles to make my personality different, I'm going to be disappointed because it can't. And this is tricky because we think that someday we're going to get it right. Someday I'm going to get this thing right. I want to get Javon to be happy. I want to get him to have a good place in the world. I'm going to get him to whatever, right? I have all these fantasies, right?
Mm.
Javon's going to be a famous teacher, or Javon's going to be rich and be able to do good in the world, whatever it is, right? It's all these fantasies, and and all those things have to do with being different than how it is right now. It's going to be different. Fantasy, fantasy, fantasy.
Mm.
Um, but Javon, just like the rest of our personalities, it's like a story. It's a script that's written, and the script, maybe it's a choose your own adventure book for sure. Like those old books. When I was a kid, you can choose your own adventure. It's a book. It's written. It is already written. You can't change the book, but you can choose which way you want the character to go. There's a number of ways. Does he go left or does he go right? Does he go through the cave? Does he go through the alley? There's some choices to be made. Sure, but to an extent, the script has been written, and it's the choice is not for us to be the kind of human we are. The choice is really to forgive and to learn our lesson. And the lesson, back to the original introduction, we're already in. Free will does not mean that you can establish the curriculum. That's what the introduction said. It just means you can elect uh, how the time you want to take it, how long it's going to take you. So, what the script that we're in, where the script is predetermined to an extent, it's living and moving, and there's maybe infinite variations, but it's staying to the script. Life is giving this particular personality, mine's called Javon, the things that are going to push it to its next level so that I have the opportunity to forgive and slowly let go all of these judgments, all of these layers, all of these boulders that I have put up between me and love. And life, the purpose of life is not to get Javon personality better. The purpose of life is for me to forgive. And I have a suspicion that Javon is going to always have the issues that he has right now to a degree, which is disappointed because, uh, I have all my judgments of how Javon should be better and doing things better or, accomplishing different things, or all those judgments that we have on ourselves in our life. And it's the same kind of judgments that we put on others, right? It's just more judgments. And one's not better than the other. They're all made up. It's all my boundaries. And it's those judgments and beliefs that I should be different and they should be different and if it should be different. All those judgments are the boundaries to love. Because the reality is we're not our personality, just like we're not our body. I'm not my body. I'm not my possessions. I'm not my relationships. I'm not Javon. Well, who am I? Well, I don't know. Once again, the course says it's not trying to define love and tell you what that is, the meaning of love. That's beyond the course, and that's beyond words for that matter, because ultimate reality is infinite. Ultimate reality cannot be described or conveyed in finite terms. And so we're not trying to figure that out. It might be unfigureoutable. That's the fundamental preacher telling you this is the way, and if you don't do his way, you're going to hell. Right? It's silly. It's like that's silly. You can't expect to know that. And then if you and even if you think you do, I'm letting you know that's not the way. Can't be the way you're giving me. And and so here we are.
Yep.
And so here we are. So then, if that's the case, everything's perfect to a degree, and not perfect because it leads up to my preferences. Once again, the personality's preferences will end in destruction every time. But that's the purpose of the personality. The personality is not my means for salvation. In the way that I think, the personality is the means to the boundaries the blockages. The personality is the means to the blockages, so that I can be aware of salvation that I already have. It's already me. I already am love. I already have love. I'm already content. I'm already fulfilled. But I've blocked it with this idea that I'm Javon and that I'm separate from all the things that I cherish. But
Mm.
it's just an idea. And so, how do you release the habit of being personality? Well, that's a tough one. And that's what the course is. It's a change of mind, it's a change of context. And
Okay.
context is just thought. All right.
Okay.
What do you think so far?
So, like being aware of our thoughts and just as soon as we have the negative thought or the negative judgment, we just are aware of it. And
Mm-hmm.
instead of focusing on that and going down that rabbit hole of, we like stop it or change it to something positive.
You're not going to be able to change it while
Sorry,
it's
you're
happening. You're not going to be able to stop it either. Uh,
okay.
but you can recognize it. And
Okay.
it's going to become clear to you as you go along uh, how to change. And I don't know how to change. And I'm still working on how to change. I don't know if it's possible, to be honest. But the more you can be aware of what's happening, the more you'll realize that there's something else that is aware, that's kind of behind. the personality, and what you think is you thinking. You think you're thinking. Like, well, Javon thinks his thoughts, Layla thinks her thoughts. Those are my thoughts. There's a mystery that's happening, that the thoughts about the thoughts, and the real mystery is they're not even my thoughts. My thoughts are not my thoughts, as in Javon. Javon's not thinking thoughts. And the reason I know that's the truth is because the thoughts I'm thinking, I can't stop. It seems like maybe I could start them, but if they keep going, how do you stop them? So it leads me to believe that those thoughts aren't mine. They're part of the script, so to speak. They're part of the assignment. They're part of the experience of being a person. And so if those thoughts aren't yours, they haven't come from you. Maybe you can't get rid of them either. And so what do you do with them? So it's kind of like being married to somebody you don't want to be married to, or stuck, or you're in the cell in a prison cell with someone you don't want to be married to, or in a prison cell with, or you have a, a parent, you don't want that to be your parent. Well, tough tamales in all those cases. There they are. So what do you do? The best thing you can do is accept who they are, and just and and be at least curious about them. Be aware of what's going on. And there is a version of where you can love them, even when you don't start that way. And that's what the Course is proposing, that the love is there. But it has to do with releasing all those reasons and boundaries and
So
ideas.
in that moment where you're saying like I can't stop it, but it, a way to sorry, a way to stop it. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm probably um, but maybe a way to stop it is to like you said before, forgive, like the ho'oponopono, where it's like I forgive you, please forgive me, I forgive you, I forgive myself,
Mm-hmm.
or I forgive me, thank you, I love you,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever.
Sorry, I turned off recording somehow. Um,
It's okay.
yes, yes. It's a bit of a mystery, and I don't claim that I'm understanding or even explaining this uh, to its full justice. But to try to change anything for you to be happy is the very nature of our experience that causes our suffering. And so instead of trying to change, try to understand. It's a good step. And if you don't understand, just be aware and watch. That's a good way to try to understand. And so you're watching yourself. So the first step is just to watch yourself. Watch yourself hurt yourself. Like you did earlier. You're like, oh my gosh, I just realized what I was doing. Like that was
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Why didn't I just do what I knew I needed to do? Why do I have to blame? I'm just blaming him. Sorry, my kids are getting up and yelling.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
and so if you did nothing else but just watch yourself be crazy. Watch yourself set up the uh,
Story.
the story to suffer, because the reality is it's not isolated incidents that you're doing that when you're suffering. It's every time, without exception, no matter what, for sure.
Mm,
Because there's no one else that can make you suffer.
right.
It's only you. They can
Mm-hmm.
only be you. And so if I don't know how that's happening, I don't understand why it's happening, at least I can watch and get more curious about all those little tiny steps that lead you there. Because if you're
Mm,
making up a bad story that's causing you suffering, there is a way that you can make up a good story that's happy, and so that's possible.
okay. Yeah.
And we can get better at that. And it might not be
Yeah.
ultimate reality, but at least, well, if we're making this all up, let's get better at making stuff up.
Yeah. That's fun.
It is fun. Yeah, it can be very fun for sure.
Yeah. um, funny. Jared and I say we're lucky. Like every time we get a front row parking spot, or I don't know, something happens, we're like, we're so lucky. The Fishers are lucky. We say it
I
over and over again, and
love
I
that.
feel like we've gotten more lucky the more we say it.
Oh, I like that. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm so lucky. So lucky I was like the first one here at my appointment.
You're so lucky.
Yeah. Oh, anyway. Sure.
All right. All right. That's probably a good place to stop.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I'll look over lesson one or lesson four on my own.
Yeah. The lessons are good. They're more introspective lessons that allow you to consider and slow down and have some mind training. The text is more intellectual to understand. The workbook is not to understand. It's to start to shift your mind. And so it's not. This is a good way to do it. Have a teaching on it, and then do the lessons on your own.
Yeah, okay. Um, I think I want to go over next time. I think I want to ask you about number six and number seven again.
Sure.
So, okay, sorry. I want like specific notes for every little thing because I'm neurotic. Just kidding.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Cool. Thank you.
Oh,
Alrighty.
all
Well, enjoy your
right.
Monday. I hope you had a happy Father's Day.
Oh, thank you. I did. That's
Okay.
wonderful.
Good, good. All right. I'll talk to you
Hi.
later.
Bye bye.
Thanks.